Uncle Diddy, the motion has been denied. It's been denied. Return to your jail cell. Lay on the bottom of your bunk bed with your deluxe knee pad edition hiding under the mattress. Everything just loose. Given the Glock 5000. You had your jailmates out here writing up positive glowing reviews for you. Now I wonder how you persuaded them to get them glowing reviews. It's given the Glock 5000. That's what it's given. We don't upgrade it from the 4000 now. It's 5000. Might even be 6. The man's living his best life. Uncle, the motion has been denied. Relax. Do you understand? Relax. Wait for your sentencing and relax. The motion for acquittal, the motion for new trial has been denied. The judge is whacking you in this litigation. Front row seat. Do you understand? That's what's gonna be in the court Friday. Me and Janice together. Front row seat. Right behind Diddy. We're gonna be there together. Front row seat. Because the sentencing is gonna be an absolute madness. Me, Janice, the Kim Zolciak wig, we're all gonna be there together at the front. I wanna go get my wig too. I'm going to Party City. I'm gonna get my wig too. You're gonna see me on Friday with my wig. How about that? Let's really fuck things up. Do you understand? Let's change it all up because Judge Arun is already fucking up as it is. We might as well go Party City. We all might as well go. Let's all get the wigs. Why not? Denied everything this man does. The judge is denying him, bro. The judge even denied him from wearing certain clothes. Talking about shoes with no laces. Jesus, Lord have mercy. I know Diddy is crying in that jail cell, pissed over the fact that Judge Arun is denying everything. I know that he's pissed, guys. Talking about denial. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys? It is official. Judge Arun has spoken. The motion for the new trial and the motion for acquittal of the 2 Mann Act charges has officially been denied. 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 The door is closed. Denied. This man is currently in jail raging. We have to get into this new breaking litigation by Judge Arun. Roll on Friday. Do you understand? Roll on the sentencing. Do you understand? It's about to be a madness this Friday. Judge Arun is not holding back. This is a indicator that this Friday is going to be a madness for the defense. What did I tell you guys? I was at the hearing last Thursday. I was at the hearing and I told you all that the defense did a deplorable job. So many people online were talking about how the defense did a good job, the prosecution were in trouble. No, I was there in the damn court hearing. The defense did a deplorable job continuously. Judge Arun kept interjecting Anna Estava and correcting her because she kept on trying to cut corners and kept trying to bring up the racist origins of the Mann Act. She even said, oh, Jane had a TV. Jane brought a TV, and he was like, well, what the hell does that have to do with what we're talking about? He literally cut her off in the middle of that sentence to say, what does that have to do with this? Denied. He wanted a new trial. I knew he wasn't going to get an acquittal because that in itself is crazy, but this man wanted a new trial, and I thought for a second he might have gotten it. But one thing about Judge Arun, he knows when he needs to lock in. He said, I'm not going to give you guys the results now. I'm going to shortly come back. I thought later on that day. It's been a couple of days now, 4 to 5 days, and he's done whack Diddy a couple of days before the sentencing to let him know that it's all been denied. One main interesting part of the litigation was that he did say, yes, Diddy is right. The context of the definition of the word prostitution has changed, but none of that is relevant to his conduct. Boom. That's what he said in the litigation, and it's so true. Thank you for a judge to actually have common sense when they want to pluck at these straws talking about definitions. Since this man acting like he wrote the damn dictionary, It don't matter if the definition of the word has changed. What the hell does that have to do with your conduct? So when the lawyer was talking about Jane brought a TV, judge interrupted and said, what the hell does that have to do with conduct? They're clutching at straws. They're desperate. They don't know what to do when it comes to their client. They got the RICO off on chance. And when it comes to the sentencing, they're panicking. Prosecution won 11 years. And now I think that Judge Arun might give a stronger, harsher sentence, leaning towards that side based on the fact that he's denied this. This man has denied 3 bails for Diddy, and on top of that he's denied an acquittal, and on top of that he's denied a new motion for a trial. After an 8-week trial, a jury convicted Sean Combs of 2 counts of transporting people for prostitution under the Mann Act. Before the government rested its case, Diddy moved for acquittal under Rule 2.9. The court reserved its choice under Rule 2.9, and Combs renewed his motion after the verdict. He also moved for a new trial under Rule 3.3. For the following reasons, both motions are denied. Denied being in caps, guys, is absolutely killing me. Absolutely killing me. Diddy argues that because he's an amateur pornographer and consumes of porn, his conviction violates his amendment rights. That argument fails for 2 reasons. First, Diddy conduct is not protected by the First Amendment. First Amendment protection applies only to conduct that is inherently expressive. Conduct is inherently expressive if there's both an intent to convey a particularized message, and the likelihood was great that the message would be understood by those who viewed it. Thank you. Thank you, Judge Arun. Thank you, Judge Arun. Diddy argues that any definition of prostitution broader than the one he suggests would create constitutional problems. Specifically, he says that the statute would be void for vagueness, violate substantive due process rights, and create federalism problems and violate the First Amendment. Even though he makes all of his arguments under the auspice of statutory interpretation, he also mounts a standalone challenge to his conviction under the First Amendment. None of these arguments are persuasive. I'm actually screaming. Lord have mercy. God is good, guys. God is good. 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 This was needed, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just glad that Judge Arun wants to come and whack when he needs to whack, because, you know, it's just like, what do you mean? The court takes factors in reverse order, stating with the third, the strength of the government's case. As described earlier, the government at trial presented overwhelming evidence of Diddy's guilt under the Mann Act on many occasions with respect to both Cassie and Jane. That evidence consisted of testimony from Cassie and Jane, testimony from the escorts involved, and evidence from text messages and emails. The government proved its case many times over. Wow, that by itself might be enough to dispose of Diddy's challenge. But the other factors don't do much help for Diddy either. He concedes that under the second factor, if the inflammatory evidence would have been admissible anyway on a separate trial for the remaining counts, then his claim of spillover prejudice likely fails. That narrows any factual challenges to evidence unrelated to the Mann Act charges, like arson or forced labor, to give a few examples. But on the first factor, it isn't all clear that the evidence worked to incite the jury or prejudice Combs. It weighs heavily that the jury declined to convict him on any of the counts related to that conduct. Had the prejudice indeed been so great, one would expect a jury to convict on the most relevant counts before it could spill over and affect the others. A new trial is not warranted. For these reasons, Diddy's motions are denied. Boom. Like, it makes so much sense. Diddy's talking about prejudice in the jury. Prejudice in the jury. If there was prejudice in the jury, why didn't you go down for the most serious counts? Why did you only go down for the lesser charges of Mann Acts? If there's so much tampering in the jury, you would have been guilty on all accounts then, beloved. You would have been guilty on RICO. You would have had all your assets seized. Judge Arun is saying, well, clearly, everything didn't spill over. If there was a spillover, then there's prejudice, then you can argue that case. But some of the most serious charges you weren't charged for. So therefore, there is no spillover. There's no prejudice. Boom, 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 boom. Facts on facts on facts, guys. Like, the relevance and the conversation of the definition of prostitution is not even relevant to your conduct. Boom. Talking about spillover and prejudice, well, you only got the lesser charges, not the main ones. So where was the spillover, and why was it only the less charges, not the most serious ones? That would have had depth to your argument. This clearly doesn't. For these reasons, your trial is denied. Point blank, period. Facts on facts on facts. Diddy is probably raging right now. I assume that we're going to be getting, articles and documents, anything. The lawyers of Diddy are probably going to appeal in some kind of way if they can, and talk about the fact that this man is going through things. None of it's working, bro. You're not getting a new trial. You're going down for these 2 Mann Acts, however long that's going to be. This is a serious indicator that, Diddy is going down for the prison sentencing. he literally said the judge said there's overwhelming evidence. There's overwhelming evidence and the government proved their case. He's literally siding with the government. He's upset with the jurors. He's pissed with them. And this is what this is basically showing. He said this in his own litigation. This is basically what this man has said. Oh my lord. I know my microphone keeps cracking. I don't know why the hell it's doing that in some videos and not in others. I do apologize. I want to be purchasing a new microphone. So if there's cracking in this video in some kind of way, I really do apologize because I obviously don't want there to be. But this is crazy, guys. This is a big filing from Judge Arun. He's let Diddy and his team know, stop playing with me. Do you understand? Hang it up. Flat screen. End this conversation because it's not me you're going to be playing with, because all the nonsense you're saying does not make any sense. I told you when I was in court, in the court hearing, Diddy's team were nothing short of embarrassing. She didn't know what she was talking about, Anastasia. She kept fumbling on her words. She kept stumbling. She kept getting told off. But let me not even predict, because we don't even know which way the court's going to go with all of this. I do not expect flipping at 1 a.m. I don't know why they love to release everything 1 a.m. in the morning or 3-4 hours before, like 11 p.m. They can't ever do it on a 9 a.m. in the morning. It has to be this late. I don't understand why. But it's an absolute murder scene this Friday. Whatever's going to happen is going to be absolutely crazy. Denied. The motion has been denied. Uncle! Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Do subscribe. It's just one click. That's all you guys have to do. I would really appreciate it. Join Murad Nation. Become a Murader. Click that button and subscribe. And a tip, if you guys wish to, it goes a long way. Click that button, please. It's just one click. That's all you guys have to do for constant updates on my channel 24/7. I would really appreciate it, guys. Subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at Murad_Murali for even Diddy updates on my stories as well, and on my TikTok, Murad Murali. You lot need to come in the comments quickly and let me know what your thoughts are on this madness, because it's about to be a whole function in the comments when it comes to this conversation. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon.